Hey, habla. How's everybody doing? Does my face look red? Hopefully it's just on this screen, right? This camera, this is the HFM40. This has actually got a little, I put a little piece of Velcro with a piece of foam on it. It's like 60, got to be about 65, 62 degrees, somewhere in there. And it's kind of chilly when the wind's blowing, but I thought I'd come out, sit in the sun, talk to my favorite people in the whole wide world. What do you think? Of course, I can always cut this short and go inside. Whoa, what? What? These birds trying to tell me something? Let's move in a little bit. Should we move in a little bit? Now my head's too big. The rule of thirds. There we go. Now it's the rule of thirds. Now let's move out. Move out all the way. It's zoomed out. It's as wide as it gets. That's wide enough, right? It's way too sunny to be using an LCD screen. And these birds that are overhead are not vultures, they are bald eagles. It's definitely a bald eagle. It must be something to be up so high, to just be kind of cruising along. They're just floating, right? Just floating. And I haven't played Flight Simulator in a while. Right after I got sick, that's when I stopped playing that. When I was feeling the worst, I played it pretty much every day for a couple months in a row, and then I got sick that November, December, and around January, February is when I was sickest to 2023. It was when I saw the endocrinology doctor. And of all the doctors, my regular doctor, she gave me something for nausea, the ondansetron for nausea. God bless her, giving me something to try to make things a little bit more bearable. Really do miss Dr. Grana, my old Puerto Rican doctor, Gustavo Grana. He's the one that gave me the prescription for tramadol back when it was almost over the counter. It was analgesic, and the feeling you get from it is very mild, but eventually people that were taking oxycodone would take that to amplify the effects, so then they had to outlaw that too, tramadol. And now it's a controlled substance. Do you believe that garbage? And I took it one tablet a day. When I told my doctor that, he was like, "Oh, you're addicted. I'm like, "No, I'm taking one tablet a day. How is that addicted?" For years I took one tablet a day. Oh, no, we can't have that. That's, I saw something on YouTube where the guy has some sort of back surgery or something. They give him oxycodone for like 2 weeks. So at the end of 2 weeks, he goes back to see the doctor, and the doctor says, "Do you think you could give me a prescription for the oxycodone again?" And the doctor says, "Oh, no, we can't do that. Take some Aleve or ibuprofen." So 2 weeks goes by, and he comes back to the doctor, and he's like, "Your blood pressure is really, really high. Gotta stop taking that ibuprofen. Better switch to Tylenol." So a few weeks goes by. How you doing? Goes back to see the doctor again, and his liver enzymes are low. So because he's taking the Tylenol. So it's like, well, what now? Do you think you could put me back on oxycodone? No, they just will not do it. All these other things cause all sorts of problems, but they lose sight of what really they're doing because of a few poor players. A lot of people died from that, I understand. My brother was addicted to it for years. He never overdosed. Isn't that interesting? Maybe it's just stupid people, right? I don't know. Uneducated people? My brother was on it for years and never overdosed. And it was only a problem when they started to take him off of it. Oh, it sounds like a garbage truck. It is beautiful out here, everybody. I was going to take a picture of the B-52 this morning, just now. We still got April and May. May is the month of Mary. In grade school, that's what I remember. That was the time in May. It was probably the 3rd or 4th grade. 3rd grade? I want to say 3rd grade. We were still in the buildings. 1st through 5th grade. Actually, 1st grade was the portables. So 2nd, 3rd, and 4th grade, I think were in the one side of the patio. And then 6, 7, and 8 was on the other. So I know I was in the 3rd, 4th, and 5th side. And we went to the grotto behind the convent. They had a rose garden with stones, and at the end of the rose garden you would walk through these roses and there would be a statue of the Virgin Mary. So we would go there. It was our turn to say the rosary, and it was a beautiful day like today. Just a few little wispy clouds, and one of the kids says, you know, he looks up at the sky like this and he's like, hey, look what's up in the sky, everybody. And it said, pray for sinners, written in the cloud, across the blue sky. Pray for sinners. I often wonder if anybody else there remembers that. I don't think I imagined it. I remembered it. I remember looking up and saying, wow, isn't that strange? And Mrs. Perez saw it. She became disturbed. And she immediately stopped. We stopped our praying, and she escorted us back to the classroom. So maybe it put the fear and love of God in her, right? Hopefully this is coming out okay. My face looks a little bit red. Yeah, I remember that. It's probably one of the reasons I still say the rosary. From about 2010 to about 2021, I was concentrating on work. Actually, it's 2012. When I got the job at the college, I didn't pray much of the rosary. Then I still went to church on Mondays or Tuesdays, and one of my days off. I'd go to the 7 a.m. Mass, and then I'd go shopping. I would drive the truck. It went on for years. So my Sunday was on like a Wednesday or a Tuesday or a Monday. That's what I considered it. That was my church day. To get up early and go to church just brought back good memories, especially in that old church. And after Joey fell, my brother Joey, 2021, February, I started saying the rosary every day again. And since 21, 22, 23, so 21, 22, 23, 24, this is the 4th year running. I don't think I haven't missed a day. Might have missed one day that I was sick. But not too many, maybe just one day. I gotta mow these weeds, guys. It's gonna be a fun mow because everything's so tall. I think I'm going to weed first, right? Weed. Or weed eat. Or string trimmer. Somebody with some fishing line on a little spool and a little motor came up with a brilliant idea. At first it was just a pole with a little motor on the end with a piece of fishing line. That's all it was. And somehow that evolved into what we know now as weed eaters. Somebody had to think that up, you know. So who's going to think up the next big idea, the next big thing? Actually, it's warming up rather nicely out here. It's feeling great. The titanium head shaver, I feel great. What a beautiful sky. Absolutely beautiful. God, what a beautiful day. Of course, the Sun and Fun, or the Fun and Sun, the Strawberry Festival is over with. And the Fun and Sun is getting ready to begin here pretty soon. You know, I've taken off from Lakeland many times. I've landed at Plant City, which is just a hop, skip, and a jump. And I've landed at Bartow Airport and Winter Haven Airport. And that Fantasy of Flight dirt runway, I've landed there before. That's always fun. You get to fly in right over I-4. So interesting. These eagles are getting up really, really high. Oh, that was the doolilly bird. It goes tr-a-little. Sounds like it's got a spring in its throat. That's about all that's going on here today. Tried to take a nap earlier. I was just feeling really exhausted. I don't know why. Yeah, I don't think any of those. These are all like bald eagles. These aren't vultures. These are raptors, birds of prey. Kind of like the velociraptor, right? So, what's on the agenda today? I'm asking you. What's on your agenda for today? When you think about retiring when you're younger, and you think about your kids, people you know, family, but you don't realize that most of them will be dead by the time you retire, right? And then you're going to be older, and then next thing you know, you're just sitting around, you know, in your chair, falling asleep, watching TV, stuff like that. Like Nana and Pop-Pop at the house in Lake Wales. That must have been traumatic for them to move up there. To get Pop-Pop to agree to do it. And Nana had some sway for sure. But I don't think it was fair to put him in the nursing home. when he was still able to get around. Uncle Joey couldn't make it to the bathroom, so I understand him going into the nursing home. But Pop lived there for years. And you remember he could go into the kitchen, he'd go into the dining area for his breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Kind of like where Angel and Christian worked, right? Kind of the same thing. They had a dining area. 2019, it's the last time Angel was here. I was working then. It was early 2022 when I quit my job over the urinating incident. Somebody was urinating all over the counters, the bathroom, men's room. I'd come into work at night. The first thing I'd see is urine all over the sink and the counter in the men's room. Went on for months, and the director of security wouldn't do anything about it. You know, I can't work under those conditions, especially when you're in a position of authority and a position of responsibility. These are security people, and we've got some sort of deviant, you know, pissing all over the counter. And the HR lady said, instead of believing me, she said, well, maybe they have some sort of bladder issue or something like that. It's like they'll make up excuses so they don't have to believe the truth. So, vengeance is mine, saith the Lord. Everything's in God's hands. Now, yesterday, and always. It is a pretty sky. God has been very artistic with this paintbrush today. I guess that's going to be it for now. It's 17 minutes. I love you guys. Look forward to getting out here again tomorrow. Have some words with you. Maybe I'll bring the I'll get my old tried and true and trusty GoPro. I'll give that a shot again. But I love you guys. Thinking about you. I come out here and I'm talking to you. And it makes me happy to do that. You know, what else would I do? Talk to the cats all day, right? Everybody's got their life to live. And the busyness of life, right? The complexities and the issues and the bills and all that. I did my taxes, thank God, and I didn't owe any money, which is a wonderful thing. Thought I was going to owe a lot of money because I got Obamacare last year, and I got a $500 subsidy. It was called a tax credit, and I thought they were going to, at the end of the year, take it out and make me pay it back. Thank goodness. Here we go again. I love you guys. I'll see you tomorrow. May God allow us to be reasonably happy in this life, supremely happy forever in the next. Please take care of yourselves, each other, and your furry friends. Dad says hi to everybody, and he loves you.